In 1994, Anthony Wainwright was serving 10 years for burglary, and Richard Hamilton was serving 5 years for armed robbery in a minimum security North Carolina prison when the two escaped in April of 1994. The first thing that Wainwright and Hamilton did was they broke into a home and they stole 2 rifles and they stole a getaway vehicle. And from there, they went to Florida. And once in Florida, the two decided that they needed a different vehicle. And that is when, in a Winn-Dixie parking lot, Wainwright and Hamilton ran across 23-year-old wife, mother, nursing student Carmen Gabriella Gayheart, and they abducted her at gunpoint. At some point, the two men had dropped their first getaway vehicle off at a lumber yard, and they abducted Gayheart, supposedly for her Ford Bronco. Gayheart was reported missing the same day. When she didn't pick her children up from daycare, her family was immediately alarmed, and her father, her husband, her classmates, her friends, everybody searched for Carmen to no avail. Carmen was abducted and reported missing April 27th. Just the next day, April 28th, Wainwright and Hamilton had made their way from Lake City, Florida, all the way to Brookhaven, Mississippi. And once in Brookhaven, Mississippi, Wainwright and Hamilton ran across a Mississippi state trooper. I don't know how the confrontation began with the state trooper, but I know how it ended. It ended with Hamilton being shot in the face and Wainwright suffering a gunshot wound as well. Both men survived. They were arrested. And naturally, law enforcement wanted to know where the young woman was who owned the Bronco that these two men were captured in. Richard Hamilton had had enough of the state of Mississippi, so he waived his right to extradition, and that is when Florida law enforcement got his hands on him. And during an interrogation, he admitted to the abduction of Carmen Gayheart, and he said that the two men drove into a wooded area where they sexually assaulted her. And Hamilton admits that they both sexually assaulted her, but he says that it was Wainwright who then strangled Carmen Gayheart, and to ensure that she was dead, he shot her twice in the head with a .22 bolt-action rifle. Hamilton told law enforcement that they left Carmen Gayhart's body there where she had been murdered, but that he didn't know the city or the county. So it was Tina Wheeler, a 911 dispatcher, who on May 2nd thought that she recognized the map that Hamilton had drawn for law enforcement. She recognized it as a wooded area off of State Road 6, and that is where Florida law enforcement found Carmen Gayhart's body. She was missing several teeth and her hyoid bone. For the abduction, the robbery, and the brutal sexual assault of 23-year-old Carmen Gabriella Gayheart, Anthony Wainwright and Richard Hamilton was sentenced to death and 3 life sentences. Hamilton died on death row, and Anthony Wainwright is scheduled to be executed June 10th, 2025.